And hello, everybody. How are we doing here today? We are
Well,
back with more Dungeons and Dragons.
Dungeons and Dragons!
When we last left off,
Yay!
our party was ambushed by a pack of winter wolves and was nearly knocked out, with two of the party members being incapacitated.
They took a nap. It's okay. It's fine.
They did indeed take a nap. Uh, After the combat, our lovely Celesta opened up a portal to their mystical mansion and pulling the unconscious friends inside, where they all took a short rest.
I basically this time when I open the door, it looks like just a military barracks. It's got like a bunch of cots along the side. It's like a field station. There's not much here. There is a bit of a kitchen, and there's no view outside of it. It's like the inside of a tent. But it's comfortable and it's warm. And there's a small kitchen at one end, and there's some warm fires in the center there, glow like a magical fire. And I just load each of them gets loaded onto a bed that's unconscious, and then I just sit down on a cot, open up my books, and start reading while taking a short rest.
Alright, so after the hour, and Nessa and Talia wake up in what looks like a military tent.
Yes. Oh, there's also like a bright, warm light filtering in, like it's set somewhere in a desert.
Okay, question about the position that each of the characters are in, because they're laid down on like barrack beds. Is that
So
right?
basically, the door opens into a tent, and there's like it's like a solid wooden, like super fancy magic door, and then there's just literally rows of bunk beds on either side as you walk in, and at the back there's like a simple kitchen, just in the back, and it's just all just an enclosed tent with kind of like a rounded tent back to it. And there's kind of filtered deserty sunlight coming through the tent a little bit. Like
Okay.
it's nice and
So
warm, but it's not like hot.
They're bunk beds, but Thalia and
So-
Nessa are not on the same bunk bed, right?
Yeah.
Can Thalia see Nessa?
Yeah, that was actually going to be my question. It's like, when we
Yeah,
see
you guys
each
are
other from
right
where we
next
are
to each
now.
other. I would assume
But-
that Bastion would have put you guys in the two closest beds, like on one side of the door.
So Nessa isn't already rolled over to her side. She's going to roll over to her side, look straight at Thalia, and be like, I don't think I'm ever going to get used to waking up in this place. It's different, but I think I know where we are.
Thalia's not quite up yet. She's just gonna kind of groan and go, I think we did something wrong. The forest is now a desert. And
We're
then,
not
like,
outside.
flip
This is a
back
deadly
over to go
place.
back to sleep.
Oh, and she's out.
She is not ready to get up. That was miserable.
You know what? Fair. I don't blame you. Vanessa, however, is going to get up and is going to go find Celesta.
You don't have to go very far. I'm sitting on a bed right across the center aisle from you.
And Nessa's gonna walk around behind Celesta. She's gonna wrap her arms around her shoulders and just kind of lean on her a little bit. Small kiss to the head, top of the head. She's like, "Did I almost die again?
Yes, you did. Flips.
And you
the
rescued
page.
me.
Yes, I did. Flips another page.
Thank you, love."
You're welcome. About an hour.
I think that's my fastest recovery time yet. Damn. I'll take it. Faster recovery time means faster I can get back to finding that damn moose! As soon as Thalia gets up.
If you're gonna yell, I might as well get up. And as she says that, it's like puppet strings, slowly like pulling herself up. Like, miserable. Like, how do you have it so much energy, Nessa? Weren't you as bad off as me?
I'm used to this.
Follow any white lights lately?
Not pretty regular basis, actually.
Well, not all of us do.
It's definitely not for everyone.
Seems to be an adventure. This is what happens.
Maybe for your type of adventuring, yes.
Alright, so we need a game plan for this moose.
Well, we can't seem to find it. That's the first problem.
Does anyone know how to call for a moose? Is there a moose call?
I
don't
mean,
know what it is.
if it's as violent as the stories say, we should be able to find signs of it.
But that's the problem. We haven't seen any signs of it in the forest yet.
Isn't this
I've
the
spotted
area
several
that it's been
mooses.
spotted?
Yes, and we've been looking for an entire day. Morning, at least.
To be fair, you guys
Alright.
spent 4 hours looking.
We've spent 4 hours searching for it.
No track. Do you want to build some sort of salt lick and try to bait it to us?
I'm not sure
Where would we
that
get
that's the
enough
kind
salt
of bait
for
it
a
would
salt lick? We need to find a female moose. Or a male moose.
I mean, we've
Either or
seen
probably
many.
might
We've
work.
seen several moose in the area. Just not the
Oh,
one we're
several
looking
moose.
for.
Helly, would I know any way to hunt down this creature?
Hey, roll me nature or survival.
We've just been off our game this morning. We'll go back out. We'll try again. We'll find it.
With a 10, no, you're not really coming up with any alternative ideas in trying to find this.
I would like to. Would this be survival?
Uh,
What I need to roll?
survival or nature. So since you've never seen a moose before, you're rolling with disadvantage.
True, but I've hunted things before.
Yes, but you never hunted a moose.
Especially not in
Fair
this
enough.
environment.
How do I roll with disadvantage? Do I just roll twice?
Just roll twice and take
Oh,
the
wait, no,
lower.
wait. No. That actually rolled with disadvantage. I was able to roll with disadvantage. I know nothing.
The fuck's a moose?
The funny part is that my other one wasn't at 20! Fuck you!
Daily, you know what a moose is. You've seen a moose. You just know nothing about them.
Okay, yeah, I've seen a moose,
The
but I do know nothing
first
about
time you saw a moose was literally this morning.
Alright,
But
so...
I figured I could have some idea from hunting other things. Like, I probably hunted elk, deer.
Do you want me to do animal handling or survival, Helly?
It would eat. Well, if you're wanting to just
Or
make a
can
check,
I use history to see if I've heard any stories about how people hunt moose?
I'm still going to say nature or survival.
I'll take nature then. there anything I can glean with a 16 of what we've been doing wrong looking for this moose?
This is gonna sound real shitty, but in a story-wise sense, no. But I will give you guys an advantage in a gameplay sense.
Okay, thank you. No, I think we just need to keep looking for it. We've been pretty
I mean,
successful at finding other moose. We've tracked down 5 of them. It can't possibly be impossible to find it. It's just going to take us a while.
makes sense.
And we've only spent 4 hours. Some moose hunts could possibly take days, and if we were on a regular moose hunt, we would have already gotten a moose. In fact, we might be very successful moose hunters if ever we need to hunt regular moose.
Well, maybe also it could be deeper. All the moose are out here. I doubt a big one's gonna like having other moose in its territory.
So maybe it's deeper into the forest.
Yeah.
Well, we've been slowly making our way deeper in, so eventually we'll run into it, I assume. I'm gonna look over at Nala and be like, do you know how to hunt moose? Because obviously we are not experts.
I know how to hunt rabbits. I know how to hunt deer. I didn't know what a fucking moose was till the other day.
Well, I know how to hunt.
Damn, she know better than I am.
Okay, let's all look at our scores and see who has the highest survival score amongst us. Because let's just have whoever's the best at it do it and see if they can get it done.
Whoever's the best at what?
Sebastian,
Like survival?
Sebastian has a survival of 3. I have a survival of 2. Does anyone have better than 3?
I have a survival 4.
I have a +5 to my survival.
Let's have Nala do it. She's got +5.
Damn.
She's also got a pet that might be able to smell it. Does your dragon friend track?
I mean, yeah, sometimes. We're more accustomed to hunting things in the Underdark, but yes.
Fantastic. I'm the only local, and I'm also the only one who's never actually hunted anything before. Well, a little bit. Natalia, you're not used to being this far north, are you?
Anyone's not used to being this far north as me.
And Val was never in front of
I am right here. What?
You were asked a question.
him.
Oh.
that's why we're.
Are you sure you are here? Are you absolutely
No,
positive
I'm not.
that you are present?
I have been so tired lately. I am not present. Okay, what was the question? I apologize.
You haven't been quite this far north before, have you?
No, I haven't been up here. There's not usually a ton of work for me up this way.
That's what I thought. So less likely to know the area and what this might be. Well, we'll rely on Nala this time, since we all took a crack at it this earlier today. We might as well give it a chance to someone our newest member.
Other survival skills. Guess I have
All
some
right,
pushy in
now
the
I
chat.
need
Throwing out
another
there.
You actually-
wisdom
you act-
survival check.
You actually accept me as a member?
Hey, I mean, it was hard enough for me to convince her to actually come along with me on this adventure. So,
All right, beautiful. Please roll me a d4.
Seems to be the right place.
Well, is no moose, unfortunately.
Fuck.
But you did find something. Let me bring us over to the scene. Let me copy your peoples. Entering in from
Oh
here.
no, it's dark in here. Wait, now it's too bright.
I'm blind.
Fuck is this?
I accidentally
So.
exited out of the tabletop. One moment, I will see you in a second.
Well, in the meantime, the tracks lead to a large circular indentation in the snowy hillside. Rising from the middle of the circle is a triangular phenomenon, a beautifully carved crystal that stands 20 feet tall. A 10-foot-high brim hangs from the circle's eastern edge as the evergreens glowing around in atop it. Shuttering what looks like a sarcophagus buried under the snow and enclosed in a half circle, the pale blue circle pillars. North of the brim is a decoratively carved gazebo made of marble. To the south is a row of outward-facing white marble statues atop granite pillars.
Is this the gazebo?
The gazebo you guys can't quite see from this angle.
Okay, I'm just wondering. I
It-
can't
It is up in this direction.
Okay.
Hey, Helly.
Yes.
Someone cast Detect Magic.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Okay. I can never remember the exact verbiage for detect magic. 'Cause it's really weird.
Presence of magic within 30 feet of you. You can use the action to see the aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic, and you learn its school of magic if it has it.
That is
It can penetrate most barriers, but is blocked by a foot of stone, 1 inch of metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of water.
Okay. At the 30 feet on you.
Would reach 2 of the gargoyles.
These
Or
are
2 of the
elf,
statues.
these are elf statues. Let me take a quick look. You sense an aura of abjuration magic from these statues, or around these statues.
Abjuration magic? What do I know about abjuration magic?
Roll me Arcana. We'll see what you know. Uh, 14. I'd say you know at least a fair bit. You understand that the
Mostly
School of
protection
Abjuration utilizes magic that blocks, banishes, or protects. And you understand that, however, that any harmful effects protecting the weak and banishing evil is anything but the philosophical void.
Essentially, it just blocks certain types of magical and non-magical energy. It's protection magic and defense magic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a protection barrier.
Yeah, some sort
Yes,
of barrier.
it's a protection barrier. Hey, Helly.
Yeah.
These are elves.
Would the knock spell get me through?
There's no door.
Yeah, there's no
And we
opening.
don't see a magical barrier, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. We just know that there's magical protection energy on the statues.
Fair.
You detect that the aura of abjuration magic around the statues that are within your range.
This place seems like it would have some kind of history. Would I be able to figure out, like, try to see if I know what it is?
Sure.
Do a history check. That's 20 flat, not a natural.
A dirty
It's a dirty 20. Yeah, I got myself some dirty 20 here.
20. So with that,
So dirty.
you would realize history shows that this place has to deal with a burial ground and has something to do with a full moon.
So burial mound involving the full moon. What is the phase of the moon right now, Helly?
Funny you mention that. It is a full moon.
Like tonight it'll be a full moon.
Yep.
Fucking is.
Are we dealing with a weremoose?
Okay. Another.
No, it's a were. No, it's a were tomb.
Where to? Out there.
Wherefore art thou?
Do we know anything about, like, is there any, like, historical information about who built this place or why, or just that it's some sort of place involved in the moon and apparently elven magics?
I'm guessing it was the elves that built it.
Well, you never know. Some other species still put up elven statues.
Give me 1 second here to see what I can glean for you. I have a lot of information about this, but I don't have any lore for this area.
So you have, like, a lot of mechanical stuff, but not a lot of actual.
Yeah.
Like,
There is some data, but it's also stuff that would spoil things that you wouldn't see that you would know from history. If that makes sense.
Look, if I would know it from history and I can notice it from here, I will. Otherwise, we can keep that history check up until I see something that I would know about.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Okay. So from here, I'm just looking at like some sort of elven ritual site or burial ground, maybe both. At the very least, we might want to look into it.
Alright. We'll say as
Desire to
you...
just pick one of these statues and see what happens is very, very real.
Well,
Should I pick one of the statues and see what happens?
as you approach the statues, I mean, read you the excerpt here. 6 elevated white marble statues arranged in a line depicted slender robed figures facing northward. Engraved on their faces has been worn away by the wind. The pointed ears make their statues identifiable as elves.
So this is very nice. Marble takes forever to degrade like that, even out here. This is a very old elven site. Well, let's see if we can perhaps not go too close to statues, but look around.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, let's kind of poke our way around here.
I imagine Nessa would have moved closer to the statues as she was talking about kicking them, so she's gonna back away now. I would move Nessa, but unfortunately the tabletop's not loading for me now.
Well, you shouldn't exit out of it next
To
time.
our left, right? So I'm gonna
It
move
was
towards
an
this one.
accident! It might actually
Do
be
we
an
notice any
accident.
like small details around these statues, like around the bases of them or anything, Kelly?
Each statue is a life-size depiction of an elf standing about 7 feet tall. But they are showing signs of wind-worn granite. But that's about all you're seeing.
Granite. Okay.
All right.
Well, what are we next to here? I'm not getting a good view of what this is. I just see black.
Well, embedded into the hillside south of the circular indentation is a stone door with no visible handles or hinges.
Right,
Like-
right here.
Yeah. Can I make a I make an investigation check to see if there's any magical runes anywhere on the door?
On the door, you can make an Arcana
And
check.
the door frame. Yeah, I'm looking at the door frame, the area around it, just to see if there's any magical indications in this one.
Go ahead.
13.
13. The door is sealed tight, but there are no runes or markings on that door.
It's just very obviously a door with no way to enter or anything.
From this side that you can see.
I look down into this indentation. Is that a giant sundial?
Moon dial.
Moon dial?
Looks like it.
Rising from the center of the circular depression is a tall, triangular-shaped crystal phenomenon, a device typically used to find as the middle of a sundial. It is thick near the base and narrows to a sharp point on top. The snow around the Naman is melted away, revealing a circle of symbols carved in the stone around it. The symbols dictate the phases of the moon, suggesting that a circular depression was not a sundial, but a moon dial. Something has punched a rough hole in the wall in the northeast ridge of the depression, creating a dark opening that leads under the hill.
Something.
Calm down there, Val.
I think I made a mistake.
Calm down there. Wind your neck in.
I got here! There's a hole!
Well, let me do my reading, then you can move, dang it. respect the monologue.
Alright!
What was that, X?
There's an entrance up here, right, Helly?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna slowly approach the broken area, and Sebastian's gonna move in front of me. And he's just gonna poke his head in here, very gently. Just like walks up to this opening, and kind of just carefully pokes his head around this corner here.
All right.
Oh. Is Sebastian noticed?
Is Sebastian trying to be stealthy?
Yes.
Let's roll a stealth check for Sebastian.
Damn fuck. That's a dexterity check.
Dexterity stealth.
21.
That's a nat 20.
Yeah. Dude is silent. Silent as a deathly whisper.
I am still going to roll for those just to see. Oh, okay, this is actually important.
Silent and deadly as
Roll
you were
for the
yesterday.
moose.
As I was yesterday.
Roll for the moose.
To see if he's paying attention.
Is he paying attention?
I can't see the moose from where I am. I didn't know
I
there was a
can.
moose.
There's a moose in
I
there.
found the moose.
Sebastian found it.
Also, I need to.
Why led us to it?
Why does this feel like a very inopportune place to fight a moose?
Because
Also, I need to. That token did not exist because of how I
It
did.
is a weremoose. It is a fucking weremoose.
Let's not jump to conclusions.
Weremoose.
If we kill it and it turns into a person, that's gonna be amazing. I'm gonna love it.
Wait, what?
I said if we kill it and it
Okay,
turns into a person, I'm gonna love it.
I
Hey,
have a feeling this is
Celeste,
gonna be
What's that giant dial pointing at?
We wouldn't know it during the day. It's just
Oh, fair.
wherever the sun. It's just a certain time of day right now for the dial. It's meant for the moon, so you wouldn't see it in the sunlight.
Also, can I get everybody to roll a perception check for me?
Yeah, absolutely, positively happy to do perception. So happy to do this right now.
Also,
For Sebastian.
that and that. I don't need I don't need one for
Damn!
Sebastian.
Damn! Look at me!
Also, you're no longer concentrating on things, right, X?
No, I don't have any need for concentration.
Okay, I'm clearing up status effects. Okay.
Oh, I should mention that doorway stays open for 24 hours, so that door's still back there if we want to go back and test it.
Okay, so Nala doesn't hear anything. Sebastian doesn't need to hear anything. The rest of you hear what sounds like hoofs stomping.
What does Sebastian see?
He sees this moose starting to get up and look like it's about to charge.
Sebastian is going to turn around,
Guys,
both hands,
what's that
put
noise?
his hands up to like moose antlers on his head, and then pull out his maul and back away from this entrance here.
Okay, well,
Actually, he backs away first, turns around, does that. And
well,
then,
if that's going to be his turn during initiative.
okay. He got noticed with a natural 20.
The moose also rolled a nat 20,
Fuck.
and it had a higher perception than Sebastian had stealth.
Shit.
That's why I said, damn, that's actually important what that stat is.
Guys, we're very well positioned for this, guys.
Okay,
You guys are
rolling for your
rolling
initiative. Well, anyway, this is what you wanted, isn't it?
Okay, then this is what Nessa wanted. This is what Nessa wanted. What Daily wants and what Nessa wants are two separate things. Nessa does definitely want to fight the moose. Daily is worried that Nessa's going to die fighting the moose.
I'm not worried. I'm not worried at all. I'm not even scared. Look at me. My knees aren't even shaking.
Okay. And, time to start combat.
Why does Sebastian have a fire on him right now?
Because he was on fire before.
Oh, he was.
Oh, he had Burning Blade.
Oh, he had Burning Blade, which is...
Or whatever burning effect that you bestowed upon his weapon.
Oh, how long does that last?
10 minutes? I think it lasts a minute.
The next minute, yeah, it's just...
And it's been an hour and change.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't do that again until I get long rest. Guys, we've got company. Oh, fuck. Do not like the look of that. Holy cow. That's a scary ass moose.
It
Now,
is,
Helen,
Wow.
is it bigger than the average moose?
yes.
Okay.
It's about a third bigger than an average moose.
Okay, so like 10 feet tall. Got it.
Yeah. It's a little bit taller than Thalia.
And it is made of muscle and rage.
Yes. Okay, and we're gonna just roll some dice here because we like rolling dice.
No, please.
It's going to swing at Sebastian with its antlers. That's a 19.
Yeah, that's gonna hit it. Oh, buddy's gonna tank it.
13 damage to the boy.
Ow.
And then it's going to try to stomp on him with the hooves. That's an 8, so that's a miss.
Yeah. Gets him with the horns and just goes to stomp him, and just he just like does not get stopped. He's kind of staggered back from the horns.
All right, Thalia, it's your turn. You just see this big ass moose round the corner and just hit Sebastian with antlers bigger than yours.
That seemed like an unnecessary detail, but
You know, I gotta inspire some rage into Thalia here.
I am gonna cast blindness, deafness. I'm gonna cast for blindness on it.
Okay.
It needs to make a con save.
I imagine it's like doing that moose roar at us. You know, the one that's terrifying.
It rolled a 10.
It fails.
Nice.
So it is blinded for 1 minute. At the end of each of its turns, the target can make a Constitution saving throw. On a success, the spell ends. So it's just blinded.
And it attacks with disadvantage during that time.
And enemies attacking it get advantage, and it automatically fails any ability check that requires sight.
Yes.
It does not have disadvantage on dexterity saves, though. Unless, of course, it has to see the thing.
Okay, anything else for your turn, Valk?
Nope.
Alright, Celesta, it's your turn.
Cool. Celesta sees the moose and immediately is going to cast Mage Armor on herself.
That's fair. Make sure you update your effect.
I'm gonna just real quick set that to. Mage
Actually, real
Armor.
quick, before you set that up in your table, I want to test something.
I did do it. Unfortunately, I can set it back.
Well, I just applied it to you through the UI,
Oh,
and it lasts for 28,000 seconds.
yep. So cool. Celesta cast Mage Armor. That is a full action,
Yep.
and as a bonus action, she's also going to cast Expeditious Retreat on herself.
Okay.
The tent for 10 minutes. So that's concentration first level with another first level. Can I do that?
Can't cast two leveled spells in the same turn.
Fuck. Then, no. I'm not going to Expeditious Retreat, but I am going to retreat.
I'm going to retreat, just not expeditiously.
25. I'm just going to literally run all the way over here.
Hiding behind Manny.
just right behind Manny, just putting as many of my allies between me and the moose as I possibly can, leaving Sebastian right where he wants to be. Well, maybe not where he wants to be, but where he's going to stay.
I don't see Sebastian's initiative.
I rolled it.
I don't see it in the battle grid.
It was a 17.3.
Okay.
17.13.
And he actually would have gone sooner, but he just wasn't in the listing. We'll have him go now, and he'll be in the correct positions come around next turn.
Cool. Sebastian is going to revert to his standard programming of swing weapon at monster. So there's one. And is that a hit?
That's a hit.
Okay, and here's another one.
That's also a hit.
Cool. I'm gonna just do some damage here. 9 and 13. As he just swings the hammer right into the shoulder of the big giant moose and swings again and catches it in the other shoulder.
Okay.
Bad moose. And then he is going to stay right there.
Alright, Queen, it is your turn.
My turn. Dang. Okay. So I am going to bonus action cast Hunter's Mark on it.
Okay.
And then I will aim and shoot my bow at him.
Okay.
It has been a minute. I am having a hard time.
That's a hit.
Then damage. Do I roll damage?
In the listing, underneath attack should be damage. Right above where the dice results are.
I need help.
On the right bar at the top, in there you should be able to scroll down. It's not. And it should say damage under the longbow, does it not?
Oh, there it is. Yeah. And then the Hunter's Mark damage as well.
10 damage, 10 damage.
And then I'm going to command Manny to attack.
Okay.
So he run right up.
How intelligent is this beast, Telly?
You don't know yet, maybe? Does it have intelligence in his eyes or just rage and pain?
Can't it be both?
That's fair.
Alright, what's Manny gonna do?
Manny doesn't have his attacks in his thing.
Well, I will have to fix him later. I think he just has a normal bite attack.
Yeah, look at me.
Big
Remember.
companion, it's got a bite, which is 3 plus proficiency bonus.
Wait a second.
So it's +3 and plus his proficiency bonus?
Yeah, its strength is 3, but the proficiency bonus would also be 3, and then it's a d6 plus 3.
Okay, so yeah, so roll a d20, add 6.
That does
Oh.
not hit.
Well,
13 hits, 10
Alright, Nessa, it's your turn. You get to see the moose.
We found it. We found the moose. Capital
within
THE
my distance.
moose.
It's within my distance. I can go 40 feet, so I can go 30 here. Another 5 there. It's within my distance. Wait, actually, I need to map out my map here.
Are you able to go above it to where you can still hit it, but
Five
end up
here.
flanking it, maybe?
If I go 5 to here, and then
30.
30. That's another 5 here. Yes, I could.
That wouldn't be flanking it though, and with its current positioning, there's not really a good place to flank it.
But you can get
So I'd
you
go-
can get up to
So
here
it'd be
and
10 feet here.
be able to flank it later, maybe.
That'd get me to 35, and my walking speed is 40.
Yeah. So you could go here. And
Well, you also need to be
I wanna
mindful
be
of.
able to hit it, though.
Well, you also need to be mindful of this thing.
Yeah, I forgot about that thing. So it would be 5 feet to go here, and then I can go then 25 feet here, going around that,
yeah,
and another 5 feet here.
and then you can go there, or you could even go the 10 feet up to there, so that when it does
I
get out
want
of
to
the
be able to
alley,
hit it. I
you'll
want
still
to be able to hit it.
diagonally here.
I guess I do have 10-foot range there. Okay, let's see. Okay, because
It's
I'm trying to map
within
it out.
5 feet.
So if I go,
When you're here,
if
you
I
have
go
5
10 feet here, it could be a third over here.
Going
10
diagonally.
feet here. Okay, so 5 feet here. Going up to here gives me 25. So
That's 30.
There. And that's the extra 10.
Yes, we've been over this. Yes, that is the map.
Okay. Okay. So move. Move. And then we're gonna use Convergence Chain of the Dawn. Two-handed, because I don't have my I don't have my shield equipped.
That's a hit.
Oh, I forgot to target this man's. Let me target this man's. There we go. And damage. And no more. And divide spine. I don't remember which one is which. Maybe just one
A 2d8 and then 1d8 extra for each spell, for each slot above one.
Okay, I'm just using a first level spell. Actually, you know what? I'll use a second level spell slot. So this is the first two.
Add another D8 to it.
And then that's the, and then this is the second one.
So that's 12 damage.
So that's a second level.
Wait, how are you doing that, Queen?
Does he have to be within 5 feet of them or 5 feet of their target?
30.
30 feet.
As long as he can see them within 30 feet of him.
Damn, that's useful.
It's just a 1d6.
So you can throw another D6 on there.
Alright. I guess I just roll. Damage. I'll take it.
Wow, you're doing great, Daly. I'm real proud of you.
Dude, I'm trying my best here. I'm
You've never
attacking
fought a
the
moose
moose.
before. You've never
I'm
fought a
fighting
moose
the
before.
moose.
It's fine.
I'm actively fighting the moose right now.
Okay. Now it is Moose's turn. And, I'm gonna just roll a d3 real quick. It's to see which one of you I'm going to be hitting. And it's going to be Sebastian.
Yeah, buddy. Take the hit.
Alright, so
Fulfilling his role.
thank you, Ivana, for resub. So that's a 10 to hit Sebastian, which is a miss. That's a 16 to hit with the hooves.
Barely hits him. Barely hits him with the hooves. Swipes with the antlers, but Sebastian knows that trick. He's seen it before. He wasn't ready for the stop. Though.
That's 12 damage.
Ow!
And now I get to make a nice con save.
Sebastian does?
No, I do.
Not a good sign.
Well, I'm no
Oh,
longer
it's
blinded.
blind. Wait, did he roll those with disadvantage? Hell?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
The Antlers attack was a 15 and 4. The other one was a 19 and 10.
Well, either way, better than a 3. But he's not blind now.
Yep, and I accidentally removed my moose combat because I hit the wrong button. I have to re-add him into the combat range. Okay, back in position. Okay, Sebastian's turn.
Sebastian is going to return to sender. So attack.
That's a hit.
And,
This moose is looking bloodied.
and attack.
Also a hit.
Not bad. Damage. And damage. So 22 damage. Wait,
Very
did Daly
bloody.
Get your second, did you get your second attack on the moose?
Oh, I forgot my fucking second attack.
Well,
next turn.
I,
Manny forgot his advantage on the moose, so you know.
Anyways, 21 points of bludgeoning damage straight to the moose.
very
This time,
bloody.
I imagine he catches the moose right in the forehead with one of these strikes.
Alright, anything else?
Sebastian is going to, with his bonus action, use his second wind ability. Getting 10 HP back. Back above 20, baby.
Alright. Now yeah, it's your turn.
I am going to cast Firebolt.
Okay. That's a hit.
Alright. Ten.
And congratulations.
Is the moose dead? It's dead. That's it.
Really? I expected that to be so much harder.
I thought this was supposed to be a boss fight.
Maybe there's more inside.
Oh no. Don't tell me there's more moose.
Is there anything that we can collect from the moose to kind of prove we killed it?
We could just bring the moose.
I'll say it is. You could just bring its head.
We could
Who
just
wants-
bring the head and toss the rest in the pot.
Well, let's strap it to the cart then.
We left the cart back away. Because it couldn't get
Let's put it at the door.
Sebastian is going to start dragging the moose over to just right, basically where Celeste is standing.
It's gonna take him a minute. It is a very heavy moose.
Well, if anyone would like to help him.
I would say Manny is helping, but he's more likely to just try to play tug of war with Sebastian with the moose. So
Manny's making it harder. Maybe Nessa can help drag the moose.
I can help drag the moose.
Are we still in initiative, Helly?
Initiative is over.
Means there's no more moose.
Sebastian's gonna drag the moose over to here with Nessa's help. And Celeste is gonna come up here and just be near the door.
Nala's gonna kind of speak up. I'm pretty sneaky. I could go look deeper in, see if there's anything else.
Yeah, having a scout might be a good idea.
So yeah, I'm going to sneak and then head in.
Stealth mode activate. Sneaky bastard activate. 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 Alright.
Okay, stealth of 21.
Yes.
Okay. As you peer into the burrow where the moose once was, a spacious chamber tucked under the hill, strewn with bones, holding the forms of several harmless animals that share the space peacefully.
I'm gonna walk over here and kind of look up this staircase.
Okay.
Does that staircase go up or down?
But yeah, I suppose that is a good question.
Double check what area that is. That is ascending slightly. Also, one thing to note, in the statue, in addition to the animals, there are 3 more of the statues, each pointing towards the moon dial. Ones are also in much better condition than the ones you saw outside.
But other than the condition, they're the same statues.
The facial structures of the statues look different, but they are still elven statues.
So is this a door I see up here?
Yes.
What expression are the statues making?
They are neutral faced.
Alright.
So I'm gonna come back over here and just kind of tell them every way forward is just a door, so this room is safe.
Oh, shall we head in then?
Alright, well, let's explore a little bit further. Let's go. Let's go.
Hey,
Alright.
what's this, Helly?
This right here,
No.
that's one of the statues. It's in a lot of better condition.
This.
Oh, this down here?
Yeah.
That is... Get the proper information here. So give me 1 moment. It is a stone door that is engraved with a white semicircle, with its rounded edges facing towards the right.
Where should we look first?
From the corner? Probably we have 3 options. I still say we flip a coin.
Which option is side?
Heads is right, tails is left. If it falls in the middle, we go down the center. Any opposed?
I mean, I don't have any objections.
All right then. And Nessa is going to pull out one of her
Well,
pieces of copper.
well, I'm about to say, and need I remind you that the original three members, Nessa, Thalia, and Celesta, do have those lucky coins that were given to them.
I do. Although I would say we should probably just stick to one side or the other, not go down the middle yet.
Well, that's why
I
I'm
agree.
Standard dungeon cleaning etiquette, you know.
I'm pulling out a piece of copper and I'm flipping my coin and I'm flipping it. Heads right, tails left.
I pull out my lucky coin. I got it.
One I imagine as heads. I say we go right.
I don't see why not.
All right.
Alright. I'll stick to the back.
Who wants to go first?
Sebastian
Nessa's
usually goes
heading-
first.
Oh, I was gonna say Nessa can also head. Nessa's probably gonna be right behind Sebastian, I imagine.
Okay. And he's just gonna start making his way up.
As Sebastian ascends the stairs, since he was the only one in there that can see, Sebastian sees the stone door is engraved with a white semicircle with the round edge towards the left.
Okay. So it's probably a specific phase of the moon. Interesting. Yeah, he just goes in there and stops at the door. Is there anything about this door that he can see that's like, there's no entrances or anything, like no handles or anything, right?
No handles. It is just a smooth door with the engraved white semicircle.
Okay, he's gonna come back. And Sebastian doesn't know sign language, does he? Did we already?
Nope.
Yeah, I think we
He
said
plays.
that he couldn't communicate.
He talks by charades.
Okay, so he comes out and draws a little door in the ground, in the dirt, with one of his javelins in the snow, and then like puts the circle in it with the half moon to the left, and then looks up at me. All right, so half moon, so waxing half moon. And then this one down at this hall, did we already see what it is?
You guys have not been down to this way yet. Need I remind you, there are no lights in here, other than Thalia.
I'm gonna light a torch. Actually, Nessa has all the torches. I'm gonna.
I do have the torches. I will light a
What's
torch.
down here, Helly?
Down here, the
Light a
underground
torch.
passage narrows before ending at the wall, which upon it
Where are my
is
torches?
mounted an
There's my
oval
backpack.
mirror
There we
7
go.
feet tall and half as wide, encircled in a decorative stone frame.
I'm gonna grab my torches out of my backpack.
Hey, I'm currently glitched into the wall.
Well, then get
With
out of the
torch.
wall.
I can't.
You really are glitched into this wall.
I've equipped a torch.
You're gonna go blind
Mine
for a
it is.
second. Don't get walled next time.
I prefer the torch, except for I don't know why that
Alright.
that icon is there.
Can you
I prefer the
explain
torch,
this
though.
door again for me?
This is not a door.
Or what I see again for me?
This underground passage narrows before ending at a wall upon which is mounted an oval mirror that is 7 feet tall and half as wide, encircled by a decorative stone frame.
Hey, Celeste!
Yeah.
Not moving with me.
It's a big mirror.
I'm gonna reach out, grab the torch that Nessa lit, and then walk all the way back here.
Real fancy filigree, too.
I don't know how to really do anything with this spirit icon in Excellent Light.
Should I do history or arcana, Helene?
You could do either.
Follow my girlfriend. It's farther than you.
Yeah, I'll give it an arcana check. 13.
13. You from that.
Not sure if I'm
Check the, I gotta check to see something real quick.
I'm at 70,000. Get back to 69.
Okay, that is what I thought it was. With an Arcana, you do see some runes into the stonework.
Okay. Do I know anything about what these runes might be connected to? Like what kind of magic they might be used for?
It is part of the 13. I'll give you that they seem to be a distinction of divination magic.
Divination magic.
Okay, the things that I can do with Dionysus once.
Interesting. I can't work out any of how it works, can I?
Not with the 13.
Okay. Are there any like moon symbols on it anywhere?
There is a full circle placed at the top of the mirror.
Okay, full moon. Right. Let's go down the other path and see what's down there. It's another door.
Yes.
The last door had a moon on it, one of the moon stages on it. Is this one?
Interesting. This one has another moon stage on it. It's
The one next to Celeste is Half Moon to the right. One
So
next to
it's a
Sebastian is to the left.
so it's a waning gibbous. And then this door over here has a full moon on it. This one at the end of the hall that we could have come through or couldn't have come through, as it were.
That one actually does not have any symbols on it and does have a handle.
I'm gonna pull on the handle.
And the door opens with little issue, leading you out to the outside.
Okay. Well, good news. This door is the first door we came across, so that's one less mystery. Full moon, half moon. I mean, tonight is a full moon. Should we just camp out here and wait, or should we look around a little bit more? Outside. Is there anything
Right.
historically that's jumping out at me at this point? Like, have I seen anything that seems historically relevant? Or that would jog a piece of knowledge loose?
In this area, no.
Okay. Not even the Mirror of Erised down in the down in the end?
This mirror,
Yeah.
nothing history-wise. I will say you did not spend a lot of time investigating out here just because moose.
Yeah, I think that's the next step. Let's go back outside and look around and see if we can't piece this puzzle together. So I'm gonna come out here and I'm gonna do a full like deep investigation, like looking at all the lines, all the cracks, if anything moves or shifts a little bit.
Okay.
I assume that'd just be like an investigation check.
Yeah.
9. Fuck.
Anybody else want to roll investigation out in the moon dial room?
Sure.
Yeah, I'll will too.
It's just a big moon
What did I
dial.
find out?
Okay. 17. With a 17, you notice some inscriptions underneath the full moon and half moon listings on the floor, or images on the floor.
Inscriptions, you said?
Yes. Now, important question. Do you understand Elven?
Yes, I do! Yes, I fucking do!
Okay. So
She
which
learned
What does it
Elvish
say?
so
What does it
that
say? What
she
does it
could
say?
try and pick up
which,
chicks in
which
town.
one do you want to start with? Calm down.
Oh. Whatever one's closest to me.
Nope.
This
That-
one.
Okay, so at this one, it unlocks the Tomb of the Half Moon.
So if the dial is at this one, it seems like it unlocks the door that's labeled the half moon. I would imagine.
What does the
Based
full
on
moon
my
one
limited
say?
knowledge. Alright, let's go to the full moon. Let's go to the full moon now.
Wait, do
Do
I
that
see
one.
that it's an Elvish, Ellie?
I'm sure once she read the first one and you would have noticed the inscription on the full moon.
Okay, what does it say? I know Elvish.
Gaze upon your own face and have 7 questions answered.
7 questions answered.
Gaze upon your own face, that means your reflection, right?
I imagine it means on the full moon we can speak 7 questions to the mirror and it will answer.
Where's the mirror, though?
The mirror down the tunnel. The 7-foot tall mirror with magical inscriptions on it.
That's what you're talking about. That mirror. I didn't realize it was a
Yes.
mirror. That's a dream.
Okay, what does this one over here say, Ellie?
That one says unlocks the Tomb of Half Moon.
Do I notice any inscriptions? Does the new moon one have an inscription as well?
Those are the only 3 with inscription.
So
Do we wanna-
2 of these open the half moon tube. One of them answers questions with a magical mirror?
Hey, Celeste, do we want to try waiting until that stage of the moon, like camping out until it hits one of them?
That might be a good
See.
idea. At the very
But it's
least,
gonna be
it's
a full
going to be
moon
a full
tonight,
moon
right?
tonight. Yes, so we should have some sort of inscription. We should have the mirror active, which means we'd be able to get questions asked. Seven questions.
That's a lot of questions. Is
We
that
should
7
write
questions
down our.
each, do you think?
I don't know. All it says is to look into your reflection and have 7 questions answered. So, what questions should we have answered? No one? How about where to find the magic rock we're looking for? Or exactly where to find the enemies we're looking for? Or possibly how many of them there are, where they are.
Would like
What
to know
this thing
exactly.
was and where it came from.
That would
Would
be
like
useful.
to know exactly who it is who's trying to destroy the sun in the exact way we need to destroy them.
Alright, somebody start writing these down.
Does anyone else have a feeling this might be a yes no kind of answer?
There's nothing to denote that. We'd probably want a question to start with that could be yes or no, but is more detailed.
Honestly, we should probably also have a question where we can verify the validity
That's a good
of
question.
the answers.
The first question could be, what are the rules to this mirror?
We should
And
have a
that could-
question to. We should have a question to verify whether the mirror is actually telling us the truth, though. So we should probably ask a question we already know the answer to verify whether the mirror is actually telling us the truth.
I mean, we should probably start with asking it what its rules are, because I doubt it would lie about its own rules. And then, once we know the rules, we can ask more questions. We'll just have to be careful not to ask a question to the mirror while trying to figure out more questions.
So we should write down all of our questions maybe beforehand, or maybe walk away from the mirror. Also, do we get 7 questions each? Or is this like
Again,
7 questions for the night?
I assume it's 7 for the night, but you never know. It might be 7 per person.
Alright, let's start writing questions down. Okay, so the first question we want to ask, and Nessa's gonna rip out a page of her journal to start writing these down. Alright, so we want to ask, what are the rules of this mirror? What question should we ask to verify that's telling us the truth?
Something readily available but personal.
We could try, what are the names of my parents? It's an easy enough question. And I'll know the answer to that.
That could be. I'm happy with that.
It might also simply show us the answer in some way.
That is true. This is a mirror. What do we know about these types of divination magic?
It's usually vague and
Helly,
un.
what are the chances that I can just send up a prayer to Dionysus real quick? Seeing if I can get sign of like inspiration or advice or some sort of like guidance.
She's
on, like,
gonna go
what we
talk
should
to her
ask here.
god.
I'm literally gonna plop down, sit cross-legged, fold my hands together, and send up a prayer asking for guidance.
Roll religion.
Sits down in the middle of a full moon in a temple dedicated to the moon to pray to her own god. Oh yeah, what could go wrong?
With a 14, with your questions of what to ask and how to ask, you are immediately reminded this is a mirror.
That's all the Dionysus just tells me this is a mirror.
Frame your questions in visuals rather than words.
Okay.
Alright, so Dionysus hooked me up. The dude's a bro. We need to think about what we want it to show us. Not we want the questions we want it to answer.
Okay, so we could ask it to show us where to. So asking where is actually not too bad because it could just simply show us where. Asking who is involved in
It
the
shows
thing
who.
would
It'll
show us
who.
people who
It
are
might not.
involved.
I don't know whether it would be able to show us how to do things though. Unless it can see the future.
I mean, we could ask what they're doing. It could show us.
I
That
mean, if we
being
ask
said-
it what their plan is, it could probably show us them planning it.
Doesn't hurt to ask.
Nope, it doesn't hurt to ask.
That is true. It could simply be a scrying device.
This is a moon dial, but are there chances of me being able to look at this moon dial and try to guess what time it is based on that?
Celesta looks at the sky. Helly, what time is it?
It would be probably 6.
About 6 p.m. or 6
Yes.
a.m.? 6 p.m.
The moon's
PM.
not coming up yet, but the sun has set.
Okay, so we're at least getting a little bit further into the day.
You are by every second.
So I say we just camp out.
Well, let's
Yeah, but,
explore
like-
the rest of the grounds, see if we can find anything on the tomb or anything else that offers more information.
I agree.
And Celesta and Sebastian are gonna walk up this way.
I do appreciate that the Dionysus was being quite the bro.
Going north, you do pass another elven statue.
Okay.
Any difference
I'm gonna-
of an expression on this one?
It looks the same as all of the others.
Can I check the elven statue for inscriptions? Now that I know I'm looking for inscriptions, like on the base or anywhere where you could carve an inscription, just looking for letters in Elvish.
Sure. You can look. Nothing to be found.
I'll walk over to this little dais area.
Hey, you found the marbled gazebo.
Yeah, it's a little gazebo. Is there like a spot for a pyre or something on that?
In the middle of this gazebo sits an unloaned Stith brazier. A bowl 20 inches in diameter. The bowl is full of snow and pine needles, and the winds have swept away from the gazebo's polished marble floor.
Is it bad that I
No.
want to light a fire in the bowl?
No, that's exactly my first
I
instinct
also
as
want to
well.
light a fire. You have the torch. You could light a fire in the bowl.
Well, let's get some wood in there. Get it so it's a
Alright.
proper fire.
Nessa's gonna go fetch some fallen branches from one of the trees.
Can I just
We're
put
gonna
the
look for some-
kindling from my kindling kit in there, Holly?
What was that?
You're like a
Kindling from the
kindling.
kindling kit.
Yeah, I mean there is there
Kindling
is
kits usually didn't hold a lot of.
no, but there are
Yeah,
a
but we
bunch of
don't
pine
need to
needles
burn
in
a
there.
lot. Just burn what little's in there. I think only a little fire really will give us at least a taste of the effect.
Okay, I'm gonna light the stuff that's already in there by just tossing my torch in there.
Okay. Right now it is just a normal orange fire.
Okay, I'm gonna look at the. I'm gonna do a quick investigation for any writing, or magical stuff. Like, basically, I'm just checking to see if there's any like inscriptions of any kind, magical or otherwise, on this thing.
Okay, you can roll investigation again.
8.
Uh,
Fuck, that's bad.
nothing.
I have a good investigation. I'm
That's
just
actually a
rolling
nat 1.
I have a good investigation. I'm just rolling like shit. I got a 1. Yeah, I just kind of look it over and I'm like, eh. Well, that's disappointing.
The fuck's a brazier?
Shamila?
Well, that's disappointing. It's just a brazier.
It'll provide a toasty place to camp out, though?
It could, yeah. It's relatively sheltered. It's not a lot of space, but
It still provides heat. Which it's fucking cold out here, so heat's probably necessary.
it doesn't. It's not that cold. It's not even a blizzard right now.
My love, you have an icy heart. That's why you desire me, because I am warm-blooded.
I'll take that as a compliment.
It was meant.
Alright.
It was meant that way.
I'm gonna start coming up these stairs to go over and look at the
Okay. Atop the eastern brim, a sarcophagus rests in a half circle defined by 5 circular pillars. Clearing the snow off the lid reveals an engraving of a brazier. And you notice on the carvings near the top of each pillar, from north to south, 3 images depict a twig, a pine cone, a flame, a feather, and a humanoid hand.
I'm gonna walk over here to the side and say, guys, I think I figured out the puzzle.
What's the puzzle? What's
What?
up there?
Puzzle?
There's a wall there. Tell me.
There's a wall there, Valk.
There's a wall. Gotta go around.
It's sorry that I like to use my wall system. How dare I?
No, I just forget that it doesn't actually follow your track mouse. It only just takes you from point A to point B.
Yeah.
It's like the one thing that kind of annoys me.
Is that what you did? You were moving? You were trying to move
Yeah.
around?
All right. So there's. Let me get this right. There's a pine cone, a twig, a feather, and a hand.
And a flame.
So in order, it's twig, pine cone, fire, flame, feather, hand.
I would like to go try to grab a twig and a pine cone from the nearby tree, please. Do I need to roll for that?
No. I think you can find a pine cone in a pine tree and a twig.
Alright, I got a pine cone and a twig. Now what?
Does anybody have a feather on them?
I'm gonna check to see if I have any in my ingredient pouch. I don't
Fill
think
your
so.
opponent's pouch. Do I have anything that would be feathered? The closest thing would be my my fancy cape, right? That I replaced my billowing cape with?
Could I rip a feather off one of my crossbow bolts?
Sure.
That might work.
Yeah, so
It would unbalance your bolt.
I'll just
use the bolt as the twig.
I'll just hand Nala a bolt.
How much you want to bet that the hand is blood? Or placing your
I think one
hand...
of it.
It
Yeah,
might
I
be
think one of
placing
it
your
was
hand on the sarcophagus or in the flame.
I was assuming placing your hand in the flame.
That's what I was thinking.
I think
And
that's-
I was thinking all. Anyone else
I-
thinking
I
all this
kind of-
had to be done down at the weird ritual looking thing?
Yes. I'm gonna kind of point towards Manny and summon companion and switch him to red. So like, and then I'm gonna turn towards everybody. I'm now fire resistant, so if
I
Damn,
also
I was
can
gonna
be
stick my hand in the
temporarily
fire.
fire resistant.
I can't even be fire resistant. I'm the one who wanted to put my hand in the fire.
I mean, I'm not going to stop you from putting your hand in the fire. I'm just
All right, let's try working our way through the actual rules now that we have everything we have.
well the brazier itself is on the sarcophagus.
Oh, there's a brazier on the sarcophagus, Helly.
Yeah.
Well, there's a engraving of a brazier.
Oh. So yeah, let's go down to the brazier then. And we'll gather all our ingredients, and Celeste is gonna look at Nala.
I got a twig and I got a pine cone.
I'm gonna look at Nala and say,
And
do you want to do
apparently
it or should I?
Nessa hiding in apparently Ivana hiding
Well,
in my
if we're going to do it in order of
Thanks.
how it's set up on the columns, we need to put out this fire.
Fair enough.
So, Thalia's just kind of stand up here, and can she watch from here, Helly? What
Yeah.
they're doing? Alright, well, I can still see the stone altar and what they're doing, so Thalia's gonna stay here.
So let's put out this.
Okay, yeah. We'll put out the fire. Let's just dump a bunch of snow on it or something. To put it out.
Just grab a clump
we
of
just
snow and
shovel-
just.
Yeah, we just shovel a bunch of handfuls of snow on it until it goes out, and then clean out the brazier.
Okay.
Okay,
The
twig and
fire
pine,
is out.
twig and pine cone.
Okay. So we put the twig and the pine cone in the brazier.
Fire again. We'll need somebody to light it.
Helly, can I use create bonfire to light it on fire?
I would say no because it doesn't light things on fire. It just
It
cooks
says
things.
it ignites flammable objects in its area that are not being worn or carried.
Oh, then, yeah. I create bonfire is one of those weird
one that you
ones.
can set- It's basically one that you can set up, and if people step on it, they take fire damage, and then also you can cook with it. It's basically just a magic bonfire. So I'm going to cast create bonfire in the cauldron.
Okay. So you now have a burning pine cones, a burning pine cone and twig.
Okay.
I am going to pull off the feather from one of my own arrows, leaving the crossbow bolt intact. I'm going to give that back to Valk later. And I will put it in as I put in my hand.
Okay. Need to check some things here real quick. Bear with
Anything
me.
going on with the pillars up there?
And nothing is happening with the pillars.
Where's my RPG mechanics that light up to make it sure that even an idiot can finish the puzzle? I just want a shiny light on each of the pillars, or like a little flame that says I'm doing it right, because if I fuck it up, I don't know.
Also, real quick, Queen. Didn't you change your companion? Did you? I know you changed your companion as a party trick at the bar. Did you do that the night before or the morning?
The night before.
Okay, I thought so. I just had to make sure.
I imagine every time it happens, like, your lizard just kind of like shivers and shimmies, and like red goes from his nose all the way down to his tail.
Yeah, so he went from red to green to back to red.
And where are you seeing you're getting your resistance from your Drake ability, or from your Drake typing?
It is part of my level 7 stuff.
Up there it is. Gain resistance to the type of chosen, which resistance is half damage. So I'm just gonna roll a funny math rock quick. You're gonna take 3 damage.
Ow.
And that nothing has happened with the bonfire. It is still just burning as normal.
I mean, if somebody else wants to try blood, you can.
I'm going to pull out the small knife that I have, and
Nessa's gonna turn her
Just-
hand in
Hey,
front
Helly.
of Celesta as she pulls out the knife.
Yes, Valk?
What type of trees are these?
Just pine trees.
Pine.
Can I put something on each of these pillars that match it's what it is, you know, the pine, cone, the stick, the feather?
Yeah, you can.
and I'm going to look at Nessa and just put a small slit, just right, like to the side of my wrist, just a small little cut, and put a little bit of blood into the.
I offered you my hand to cut. Why are you cutting yourself?
Because I don't care.
For the blood, that's going to be 1 point of damage.
Oof. Oh, that hurts so much. A full point of damage. I take 1 point of damage and die instantly because I'm a wizard.
Yep. I need you to start making death saves. Thank you very much. We'll come back to you in a minute.
And I've already failed 2 of them, right?
Of course.
Well, yeah, everybody knows that 1 damage against you is like the equivalent of a critical hit, so you may as well.
Yeah, it's
So
I have known wizards that died to paper cuts. Anyways, that's
as the blood hits the fire, it sizzles and burns away, but nothing seems to change.
all right. So, what have we learned?
That is
This
probably
is
this
not-
right here.
This is not how we do it.
There's probably a specific type of feather, and we may have to do it at a certain time of day, or in this case, probably phase of the moon, which, you know, it should be a full moon tonight.
We read if there was any. Is there any descriptions on any of this, like in the gazebo or in the sarcophagus?
Did anyone think to sweep off that fire pit area?
Yeah, we cleaned it out. Oh, like sweep the. No, the floor was swept clean by the wind. There's nothing on the floor.
I want to look for writings all around the gazebo.
Cool. 2 people have already searched that area for the gazebo.
Okay.
Correct.
Alright. I'm gonna head back up to the other section. I want to check the sarcophagus for writing.
Okay. Roll investigation. Okay. With this, you don't see any additional markings anywhere here. You are still seeing this pillar showing the twig, pinecone, flame feather, and humanoid hand. But you do notice that the hand does appear to be severed. in the image.
I think we need to feed it a hand. Shout this time to the other. I think we need to feed it a hand. I think it needs
I'm
to
not
be a whole
severing my
different
hand.
I wasn't talking about one of our hands. Can we find, like, maybe is there a dead guy somewhere in here we can cut the hand off of?
Do you just happen to have a dead guy?
I don't know, it's a tomb, isn't it? Maybe we can find the dead guy.
Yeah, in the sarcophagus.
Okay.
Oh, push it open. Take his hand. Put it on the pillar. See what happens.
Sarcasm is real.
Can I push it open? I want to try it. Let's just gonna try it. Strength check, doing it.
I wasn't
Be
serious,
athletics or
but
just
okay.
pure strength? Would this be athletics or pure strength?
This would be pure strength.
Alright.
Doesn't budge an inch.
I think it
Yeah, I
will
can do it.
open if we figure out whatever this puzzle is.
It's a severed
It wants
hand.
a severed hand.
It looks like a severed hand.
Well, yes,
I'm-
but I'm saying. Okay.
So it's just like a humanoid hand, right? Like yeah, is it like a human looking hand, or is it like a claw, or
It is
I
a
assume-
it is a humanoid hand.
So all right,
5 fingers.
hear me out. What if we find? What if we go back to the town that had the mine and see if maybe the person there has had to amputate a hand? No, that'll make us very suspicious. Where do you get a severed hand?
I mean, you find somebody and you chop off their hand.
No, you wouldn't happen to regenerate, would you? Like other lizards?
Okay, dragons don't just regenerate.
I wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know either, even though I've encountered a dragon.
I just know that some lizards can regrow limbs. I was stretching. I mean,
Plus-
Sebastian doesn't
plus-
need both his hands, does he?
Plus, it would make it extremely hard to use my bow.
Oh, it would make it hard.
Wouldn't
for
your
him to use
father
his-
get very, very angry if we cut off Sebastian's hand?
I don't know. I feel like this would be one of the few times where you'd think it was interesting enough to be worth it. This is a ancient magical altar of some sort with a strange ritual involved with it, and it requires a hand. So
Hey, Helly.
seems like
You're-
exactly
you're-
the kind of
Yes, Val?
You're just a wizard, right? You
Thalia,
don't need both
can
hands.
Thalia lean up against the pillar in question?
Sure.
The hand pillar?
I'm not really just thinking. She's just gonna lean against the hand pillar.
Alright. How do we get a hand? Should we just see if we hear about some bandits and when we find them and then inevitably have to kill one of them, we cut their hands off and come back?
Yeah, but does this have to happen in full moon?
I don't know. I assume
Isn't the
that
full moon
whatever-
tonight?
Also, hold on. Let's back up all the way back to the start. We are trying to perform an ancient ritual that requires a literal sacrifice of a hand. That is, the information about the ritual is located around the sarcophagus. Are we certain we want to open this sarcophagus if that is actually what it does?
Fair
That's a
enough.
very good point.
I'm sorry, I got caught up in the puzzle.
Now,
Why are we trying to open this?
Now, I do believe that we would be able to
There is a
handle
dead
whatever's
body.
in that sarcophagus.
Do we really
But-
want
Wait,
to? Do we
wait.
really want to see a dead body though?
Wait,
Like it's probably
We're-
decomposed. It's probably.
we
wrong.
have a mirror that we can ask questions of.
Oh, yes.
Show us what's in the sarcophagus.
We can ask it what's in the sarcophagus, and then we can ask. And then, if it seems interesting, we can ask it how to perform the ritual and the best way to get a severed hand.
All
I don't
right,
think
so
it's
who's gonna ask?
actually answer that question. It's only going to show us.
Well, yes,
I
that's
mean,
kind of what
we
I'm.
might want to ask it to show us, like.
I mean, we
some
could
ritual
ask it where the
previously.
nearest severed hand is, or where the nearest
Uh,
hand attached to a dead body is.
No,
that's-
I would definitely ask it how to get in, how to complete the ritual, because who knows, we could be completely misunderstanding something fundamental here.
Yeah, it might not be a pine coke and a twig, but it's
Okay, that's
definitely
three questions
a severed
right now.
hand.
Again, this also depends on whether it can
What's the name
show
of that
us.
crystal again, Hilly? Sorry.
Nessa's going to glance up at the sky again to try to.
The crystal you guys have been looking for
is.
is. Let me pull up the proper name of it again because it's a weird spelling. That's not. No, where's the rest of it?
We also still don't know if this mirror can show us hypotheticals or the past or the future.
That's why we got to. Oh, because we can't ask it what its rules are. Not
I
if
mean,
it's
we
gonna
can
show
ask it
us,
what its rules
unless
are.
someone-
You never know.
Chardoin. That's the
Well,
word.
It might not show us though. Again, I got advice from Dionysus. He's a real bro. He specifically put the idea into my head that it's going to show us things. It's going
Yes,
to be
but it
visual.
could
So
show
how can
us
it
someone
visually
explaining the thing. You never know.
Oh, it's
Okay,
gonna
but
be
how
visual,
good are
not
you at
audio,
reading
though.
lips?
It's gonna be auditory, and I suck.
Because this is assuming that we get sound out of it.
Oh.
I doubt it's gonna be auditory, and I doubt that someone
Because if it
wrote
was
down the
auditory,
rules
then
of the mirror.
Dionysus wouldn't have told.
I don't know.
He
Someone
wouldn't
might
have
have written
said
down
the
the
visuals.
mirror.
He wouldn't have.
I honestly don't think we'll know it till we ask. At this point, we should probably just go ask the mirror a question.
Well, we need to wait.
I'm gonna
until
glance up at
this
the
moon
sky.
comes
Where's
up.
the moon?
You still got another hour or two until the moon comes up.
Okay, so we're probably sitting at about 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
All right. So.
Should we set up camp? Maybe get a short rest in?
I'm not opposed. I'm not wounded or anything, but I'm not opposed. Sebastian might
Yeah,
be able
sounds
to take a
good.
short rest.
Yeah, setting up camp sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, alright, I'll go get some firewood. We'll start gathering firewood from the trees.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
create
Heather,
bonfire down here in this down area, and Sebastian's gonna just be here with me.
Shelter from the winds.
Yeah.
All right. So
Setting up a
after
nice little comfortable camp. I'm laying out my bedroll. Sebastian's laying out his weapons.
after a couple hours of setting up camp and trying to decide what questions to ask,
I've got 4 of them. That leaves us 3 follow-up questions.
the moon starts to peer through the cloudy skies, and the full moon icon in the dial begins to glow.
Oh, fantastic. Let's go see what the
Damn.
mayor has to say. So, when we enter, is there anything interesting going on in here other than just how it was before?
Nope, it's still the same.
And I'm just gonna walk up to the moon. I assume now I see a bunch of glowing runes on it, like it's running now. Like the runes that I
Yes.
saw before now, like glowing and stuff. Alright, anything different with the actual mirror surface?
Mirror surface looks the same.
I just kind of step up and kind of look at it, and then look my myself in the eyes. Think for a second. I'm not saying that out loud. I'm thinking that. Yeah, I'm gonna say, what are your rules, Mirror?
The mirror just just continues to give you your reflection.
Alright, that's not a good one. Mirror, what or who is in the sarcophagus?
I gotta make some rolls here. The mirror shimmers and shows you an outside view of the sarcophagus that you were looking at recently.
So it can't show us inside the sarcophagus.
Yes, you are not seeing the inside. You are just seeing an outside perspective of the sarcophagus.
Where can I find some easily accessible Charlotte?
And the mirror shimmers again and shows you a very wide angle of the mountains in the northeast and the eastern segment of Pentowns.
Nessa, seeing that this is actually working, is going to sidle up next to Celesta and ask the mirror, "Where is the cult that wants to destroy the sun?"
The mirror shimmers and shows you a reflection of the map that you saw before at Bellador's place.
Okay.
I will be back in just a moment.
So we
The
can
map
find
has
some
more
Charlotte.
information than we know of.
I have a question. I have the perfect question.
Then ask it.
I'm waiting for Helly to come
Wait,
back.
Helly to get back.
Oh yeah. What is your question?
I'm waiting until Helly gets back.
I have returned and the doggo was barking, okay?
Helly, I have a question for you.
Okay. For me or the mirror?
For the mirror, out loud, who is the rumor man?
The mirror just shows you shows you your reflection.
Shows me my reflection?
He's in your head.
He's not on this plane of existence, I assume.
He's in your
Or he has
head.
something, or he has something blocking himself from divination.
Okay, still, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Show me rumor man. That wasn't actually said out loud. That was just Daily being an idiot. Don't count that.
Actually, let's try that. Mirror, show me a shard of Chardolin.
The nearest shard of Chardolin.
No, my question's already asked.
It shows you an image of the black crystals that you held in your hand after raiding the outpost.
Okay, fuck this mirror.
So that means that we did actually get a shard of Chardolin.
Well, they were blackened shards of no use. How many are we up to, Helly?
I believe that was 5.
Yes, indeed.
That's what most questions left.
How do we?
Don't ask questions.
Well,
Questions.
Valk is too far away to actually to actually activate the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
As am I, so I can.
That would be more specific, what would Helly? What would Charlene be called? That is exactly what we're looking for. Like, what would be the technical term for it?
It would likely be enriched Chardolin.
Okay. Mirror, show us the closest piece of enriched Chardolin.
The mirror shows you your reflection.
Fuck. This thing is useless.
I have a question I'd like to ask. Show me the enemy I have been seeking.
I need to think on this one for a moment.
And the enemy Nessa has in her mind is whoever the leader is of the cult that she's been seeking. She's looking for the cult. That is what she has
It
in
does
her
not
mind.
care about your intentions. I have learned already. It does not care about your intention. In fact, it actively makes your intentions difficult.
Actually, this one is actually going to require another roll. Aspect. You see an image of the Black Spider. Currently not in a prison cell.
Oh,
Where is
okay.
he?
What's around him?
His locations
What
are...
context
you see caves.
No. Okay, anything of note in the caves? Like doors, exposed like torches, any tables, any exposed stuff like
It's fuzzy.
Is it?
We can tell he's
Showing-
underground though. We know
Is it-
that we're looking for an underground lair.
Where's that now?
Is it showing memories?
I think so.
Wait, I've not seen the black spider, have I?
Yes, you did.
Helly, what was the ridiculous name of... Helly, what was the ridiculous name of the game that my father was playing?
It was Fireball Skee Ball.
Mirror, show me a man playing Fireball Skee Ball.
Well, first, let me address Dewa real quick. Dewa, you did see the Black Spider. He was the main enemy in the Last Lost Mines.
But it shows him in a cave. We found him in a castle.
And
No, you found him in the mines.
Oh, we did find him in the mines. Never mind. But it did not. Okay. Did I recognize where he was though? Because I swear we found him in a room in the mines.
Yes, but again, the exact locations of where he was fuzzy due to the check that was rolled. And as for
my father
That's not who I'm really seeking.
yes, you are seeing your father experimenting with trying to blow up as much shit as he can with delayed fireball.
Wait,
I'm
because
watching it and I'm like, well, I've never seen that before.
That puts us over 7 questions though, which means it's 7 per person.
Or it's if it doesn't answer your question, it doesn't work, and so it gives you the question. Okay, so we've determined a few things. One, we can find some more Charlatan in the mountains, which is so helpful because that's where our all comes from anyways.
Given the question you asked, we know that it shows us things that we have not seen before, because I do not think you have ever seen your father playing Fireball Skee Ball.
I just know that he has been inventing it, and this apparently is the process of him inventing it, which Remind me to have the OSHA talk with him.
Which means that the vision I saw might be fucking
Contemporary.
Black Spider is out of question. It might not be
Out
the
of
past.
prison.
It might be where he is right now. Which means he's out of prison, which means he's still amok. Which means that he's probably leading the damn fucking cult.
Why didn't you kill him the first time?
We gave him over to the authorities. That's what you do.
That sounds like a bad idea.
Yes, you handed him over
Nan
to the
wanted
authorities
to kill
after
him,
you
but we
killed him.
handed him over to the.
I mean,
Nan
No,
wanted to kill him.
you hand
Nan
the
wanted to kill him. I
body
should've
over
let
to the
Nan kill him.
authorities.
I mean, even my family's trade security kills first, asks questions later.
Let the gods sort them out. That's what I
Trying
usually
to
say.
be a hero. Heroes don't go
Why?
around. Because my storybooks were very, very inspiring. Okay.
Also,
Save the
heroes kill
princess,
people
be
all
the
the
hero.
time. Sometimes heroes kill their own friends on accident.
Plus, how do you think I got Manny food half the time?
Just a very slow turn.
Need to know any of this. I did not need to know any of this, and Nessa's going to walk away. Nessa's gonna walk back out into the main area. I didn't need to know any of this. I didn't need to know that all my friends are murderers.
We've killed several people while working together.
I
We
don't
killed
murder.
bad guys that would
I
have killed us if we hadn't. The Black Spider
I
wasn't
def-
actively trying to kill us. That's why we were able
It
to
seems
catch
like
him.
he was actively trying to end the world. So,
I don't murder. I defend my property
now,
very aggressively.
now that's concerning. That's a little concerning.
All of this is concerning. I need a moment to just think.
Well, think about it this way. A few moments ago, we were trying to figure out where we could get a severed humanoid hand.
I was thinking of taking it from an already dead body.
And how would we get
I'm
the
a
dead
prisoner.
body? And how would we get the dead body, David?
And like
I mean,
that,
yeah.
the mirror,
It was
the mirror
an already
shimmers.
dead body.
Wait,
Show-
the mirror shimmers?
The mirror is shimmering, showing you the awoke, the elk and two goats and the dead storm druid out near Kelvin's Kern that you killed. That has been mostly pecked apart by wildlife.
Well, I mean, it would work.
That's so far away.
Also, proof we've killed people together.
Okay, see, that was a life or death situation. We would have been dead if we didn't kill them. The spider thing was not a life or death situation. We captured him. He was not able to kill us at the time. So Nan wanted to kill him. I should have let Nan kill him. Would have gone against all of my morals, but Nan didn't have any.
You should be more like
Man, it was fucking
No,
wild.
that's not the right thing I should be saying.
No, I don't want to be more like Nan. She was batshit crazy.
So,
Be more like Manny.
so
More
is
like
one
Manny.
life
He's very
worth
polite.
more than however many he's killed in the intervening time since his escape?
He's literally probably killed at least six,
Well,
or-
now
6
I'm
to
gonna
10
kill
more
him.
people.
Now
Okay,
I'm
so
gonna kill
what
him.
you're saying is you've learned your lesson and that you kill people first and ask questions later.
I'm not gonna kill people first and ask questions later. But in circumstances in which killing an individual is gonna save more people, I really thought the authorities were gonna be able to handle him. Why didn't the authorities back in Vandelver handle him? I'm gonna have a real talk with fucking authorities in Vandelver.
You
I
left
feel
him
like
in
you're-
Podunk Town like Fandelver, a man who was literally trying to destroy the planet in a set of stockades and expected that
Vandelver's
to
not a
hold him.
podunk town. It's like the biggest city in the area.
Hallie, how podunk of a town is Fandelver compared to literally everywhere else on the Sword Coast?
Oakhurst is
just
a
to confirm
podunk
for me.
town.
So if we're comparing Vandover to Oakhurst and Neverwinter,
It's nothing.
if Neverwinter is a 10, and Oakhurst is a 1. It's a 3.
Yeah, it's tiny. it's
Was it
it's a small
Fandelver or
town.
was it Neverwinter that we turned him in?
You turned him into Fandelver.
It had
Definitely
one
turn-
inn. How big of a city could it be if it only had one inn?
Everybody knows that a big city has at least 4.
Yes, and it wasn't even a very big
Oakhurst
one.
doesn't even have one.
All I'm saying
Has
is
a
that
tavern.
Fandelver is not where I would have left him. I would have taken him to a larger city where they have a better history of maintaining criminals in their system.
Oh no, I would have left him in the mine.
I don't even
I
know
mean,
if
I
Neverwinter
would've
would have
just
took
killed
it
him.
and taken him.
No, that's what I'm saying. He would be dead in the mine, rotting.
I would not have left him in the mine. I would have killed him and then brought him to the authorities. Because at the very least, they can't fuck up burying a corpse. I mean, they could. I have met some pretty.
We
dumb
did run
guys.
into that necromancer.
You ran
I
into
say, you
a
say that like
I
necromancy's
have fought
not
a
a thing.
necromancer. I fought a necromancer. We thought he was someone else, to be honest. Ned thought he knew him.
And that makes it better. How?
Did you win?
Ellie, I'd like to roll a history check.
Go ahead.
Yes, we won that fight.
I don't remember though.
You still don't remember.
Well, we walked away alive.
Yep, that's all I was saying.
I
You
call
walked
that a
away.
win.
You walked
I mean,
away.
I could have
We walked
helped.
away alive.
I do have my radiant breath that would
So
have helped.
what
but
I'm
still.
hearing is you let
I didn't know
a
you back
criminal
then.
mastermind go, and quite possibly a necromancer. Are you sure you're a hero? Every hero I've ever read about would have killed the Black Spider and brought him back as a head on a pike.
Nasa's gonna drop down to her knees, head buried in her hands, and have an existential crisis.
Have you been
Praying
reading
to
children's
Dionysus.
stories?
Roll for trauma.
How do I roll for trauma?
Constitution
know
save.
Psychic damage.
You do know that they
Okay.
sanitize the children's version of those stories, right?
What do I get from that?
You're holding together.
Did the side
Why
of the
do I
book
feel like
say
I-
recommended for ages 5 to 12?
5 to 12, I'm thinking 2 to 4.
That's whatever my mom had.
Was it a picture
She
book?
got for the trip. I mean, there were illustrations, yes, but it was mostly words. Why do I feel like I'm heading to Oathbreaker territory here?
You're not. You're just having an existential crisis, it's fine. Paladins do that all
I
the
would
time.
like
In
to
fact,
send
it
a
comes with the
silent prayer
territory.
to Dionysus asking, am I breaking my oath? Am I not modifying my hero?
That's real fucked up.
That's real fucked up.
I'm
I
just
would like to
imagining
roll-
Dionysus'
I would like to roll
responses.
a
That's fucked
religion
up. Anyways,
I would
you get drunk
I would
about
like I would like to roll a religion check to see if Dionysus even responds to my am I a hero? Am I enough of a
it. Leaves
hero?
you. Imagine he leaves you on red.
You were left on red.
You
know
know
he
they-
knows.
Why, Dionysus, buddy?
But he didn't
I
say
drink
anything.
the alcohol. I do heroic deeds in your name. Is it not good enough? This
Thumbs up
time it was
emoji.
actually out loud. It was not. It wasn't not a silent prayer
No.
this time. She's muttering this to herself.
No, even worse. K.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay.
Okay.
Why have you forsaken me in my moment of crisis, man?
Are you okay? Should we
No, I'm
let
not
you
okay.
have-
I don't even think if I'm a hero anymore.
Do you need some space, sweetie, to figure this out?
Oh, I need a hug.
Alright, I can give you a hug. And I go over and I give her a big hug. And I pat her on the back and say, it's okay. You don't
And
have
Nessa's
to be
going to-
perfect to be a hero.
Nessa's gonna bury her face into Celeste's bosom.
And then I'm gonna come over and just give you a hug too. Over both of you.
It's okay, sweetie. Children's stories are not as interesting as the adult ones. I'll get you a proper heroic story at some point.
I want to be a knight. I just want to be a knight and I want to save the princess and I want it to be cool.
Sweetie, knights don't
Oh, I-
save princesses. They flog civilians.
Yeah,
I
no.
don't want to be that kind
See-
of
see,
knight.
it-
I want to be the one that saves the princess.
See, it's the princes that marry the princesses, and it's usually an arranged marriage.
And if someone does save a princess, they don't marry the princess. They usually bring her back to her kingdom for a lot of gold. Usually after being the ones who actually captured and kidnapped her.
No, I'm not
Actually,
the
ironically
kind
enough.
not the kind of knight I want to be. I wanted to be like all chivalrous and I wanted to rescue the princess. And I wanted to prove all those goddamn militia guys wrong because they said I couldn't make it.
I mean, I feel like if you were to show them the moose head, they'd believe you. It was very heroic how you ran in and fought the moose. You did a very
I
good
went from
job.
the dragon all the way back to Oakhurst, and that's a very long way to Dracula's head.
We could take the antlers off of it and you can bring those. Those will be easier to bring with you, and then you can prove that you've done some cool things, you know?
Take it out. I could also bring you back. Show me I got a hot girlfriend.
I mean, sure, that works too. I mean, I have to meet your mother sometime.
I'm always gonna love you.
All right, and
Sure.
not to break up the lovey-dovey here.
It's
but-
very much that it's okay, sweetie. It's okay.
They're gonna be blabbering on for a while. It's
Well,
gonna
they-
be just that
well-
back and forth consistently.
Well, you would if there wasn't the sound of a very large knock.
The fuck?
Huh?
Very large knock,
Huh?
like on one
On
stone.
what?
I would say that our sorcerer and wizard would know that is the sound of a knock spell.
Oh fuck, combat.
And like that, we will see you all next week for some interesting combat.
We end off with Celeste's existential crisis and then go into fucking combat.
Yes.
Attack.
You guys better tune in next week because damn.
You gotta leave the people wanting more. But thank you guys all for tuning in as always, and we will see you all next time.
Later, nerds.
Someone
Night.
the